Hello, my name is Aria Wilborn, and today I'll be talking about holidays. We all love those, right? I love Thanksgiving for its turkey dinner, and you may love Christmas for its presents. Well, in France, they love Bastille Day because of their French pride, their freedom, and their fireworks. Celebrated every year on July 14th, Bastille Day marks the storming of the Bastille prison in 1789, a turning point that launched the French Revolution and symbolized the fall of the monarchy's oppressive rule. See what else they have. This is the Bastille prison, but before it was called the Bastille prison, it was originally named Bastille Medieval Fortress. It was to protect France and avoid British or English attacks from happening, because essentially what they were big bullies, and so they had troops up here with outhouses that overlooked the bottom of the wall to make sure that there were no intruders. The wall is much higher than it looks. The building was 8 stories high, and it was made out of brick and stone. So it was relatively very sturdy, and the wall covered up a lot of ground, and it was like expanded, so it was huge. But there were troops inside of this wall that can that observe. So in case the English intruders do exceed this wall, the troops here can like prevent them from going any further and entering the Bastille and entering the main area of France where they had many neighborhoods and places. Um, yeah, and the significance. Bastille Day was essentially a turning point in world history, said by France Channel TV. The storming of the Bastille became a rallying point for revolutionaries, which this sentence here entirely sums up my main objective, getting to the point where that the revolutionaries um, started. The revolutionaries helped France gain its independence back from the monarchy's oppressive rules because of the king's almost near total power, jailing critics without fair trial. So many of the peasants and workers would just be sent to jail if they were deemed to be um, disobeying the king's order. The Bastille symbolized unfair rule and unchecked authority, and so its fall showed the people that they would no longer accept their tyranny, and it sparked uprising. Ex, ups, it up it sparked uprising across France, which included peasants, workers, students, and thinkers, which all demanded reforms. And it introduced ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity. Said by expat explorer, the storming of the Bastille ushered a momentous change in a country that had been experiencing class tensions, extreme economic issues, and famine at the time, which essentially inspired democratic movements around France. Led by French Channel TV, the revolution propagated profound political and social channels, including abolition of federal privileges. Um, this is what it looked like when they were sent into attack. It's kind of blurry, but there are people down here with their weapons raised, going through this little arc right here, and they're tearing down the Bastille prison, which was what indicates the smoke, which are like gun shootings and bombs. They used bombs too, and this like housing sort of thing where all the common folk lived, because they were forced into they're like tiny smushed up apartments, like one floors. So they were crammed into tiny spaces and forced to work long hours, and they got tired of it. So they destroyed the Bastille prison. This picture in particular, the man, he represents the whole of the revolutionaries that seized back their independence from the monarchies or the king. And this woman here, she represents, you can't see like the children, but like leading the children out of the way. She has a med kit to aid the fallen or hurt soldiers or revolutionaries. And this man here, he's holding the man in his hand, in his arm, on his against his side to like represent like this is what we're fighting for. We're fighting for our independence back, and he's holding up the flag to represent this is France. We're not taking any more of your um, abuse. And the man, he's like, let's go, let's get this, and he's leading the back of everybody else. Um, Celebration, pride. France celebrates. They really pride in national celebration. Said by French Channel TV, Paris, the capital of France, is the epicenter of all Bastille Day celebrations. Their biggest event is their military parade along the Champs-Élysées, which is the largest and oldest regulated military parade in all of Europe, featuring troops, vehicles, and aircraft flyovers. It's so widely known in Europe that not only the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, Macau, forgot Macron, and and not only featuring Emmanuel Macron, they also invite tons of other international leaders such as like Donald J. Trump, and yeah. Um, they also have major fireworks, but like the biggest show that they have is behind the Eiffel Tower, which broadcasts across all of the whole city of Paris, and there are a lot of people that go and visit the show. They also um, pride in family feasts or more so picnics, and they enjoy festive meals, picnics, French wines, cheeses, and pastries. Said by French Channel TV. In France, it's celebrated in much the same way as Americans observe Independence Day. So, I mean, it's not as widely known as Bastille Day, but it's the most similar thing we could like compare it to. In this photo here, you have like this is what the military parades would look like. So this is the Arc of the Triomphe, and they're walking across the Champs-Élysées, which is like miles and miles of street, and they walk with the people where the people walk with the military in respect and for the journey to celebrate Bastille Day. And it happens really early in the morning, and it doesn't end until like 3. They have military tanks, and they have like um yeah yeah um this displays like what the fireworks would look like behind France. As you can see, there are many people that come just to watch the show, and it's very popular. They even have like a concert going on behind, and yeah, it's a very pretty sight to see. Um, this is the this is like an example of what I was talking about, how the president goes and joins Bastille Day. He's partaking in the military parade. His name is Emmanuel, like I said, and he's riding with he's being assisted by his military officer, and enjoying Bastille Day. This is an example of what a family picnic would be in uh, France. They have fruits, they have pastries. These are cheeses. These are types of cheeses. They're just in um, buckets, and then like that's a pastry there, and yeah, this is what a family would look like. Um, oh, this is an example of the concerts They are public and they are free, so people can attend and come as they please. But they have to have these beforehand because it's too much all in one day to cram the parade and then the fireworks show and then the many dances that they have across the streets and towns of Paris. So they have like these concerts like a couple of days before, except the one underneath going on with the show for the fireworks show in Paris. Um, the conclusion: Bastille Day is France's biggest celebration for history, freedom, and unity. It honors the people's fight for independence from abusive rulers, and it's celebrated with pride, parades, food, festivities, um, concerts, and much more in both France and worldwide. It's the holiday serves as both a tribute to history and a reminder of the enduring values of liberty and unity. We'd like we could go up there maybe one day and spend Bastille Day together, but preferably not with wine. In America, I am too young. These are my citations, and that's it. Thank you.